France begins manhunt for escaped prisoner. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Chidima Orawan. Now the news in full. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, has reiterated the importance of family planning and child spacing in the society. Dr. Afam made this known during the state cascade training on long-acting reversal contraceptives, LARC, with emphasis on liver plant implant and hormonal IUD in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare Health in Awka. Health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye has details.
According to the Health Commissioner, the importance of family planning and child spacing in the current society can never be overemphasized, as it reduces the economic burden on the parents, helps a woman to know when to have a child, among others. Dr. Obidike, who thanked DKT for supporting the state with various family planning commodities, noted that Anambra State will continue to partner them to achieve its family planning objectives and asked the participants to take the training serious in order to teach others in their various facilities across the state. He further told the trainees to always counsel women properly for them to understand what they want to do and choose the best for themselves, as well as teach them all the risk factors in all the family planning methods at all times.
Family planning, the needs can never be emphasized. One, it gives the woman the confidence to choose when to be pregnant, when not to be pregnant. It also helps the economic, the economic benefits of it. Yes. Can never be emphasized. Also, on the life of the children. It's because when the rate in which we are flexible, it improves the quality of life of the kids. So the importance of family planning can never, and also it's a measure of index improvement in the healthcare system. We'll continue to partner and ensure that our women are given the options in the family medicine at every point in time.
The Anambra State Family Planning Coordinator, Mrs. Amarezo Kenwa, appreciated the DKT for organizing the 4-day residential training for reproductive health supervisors, RHS, from the tertiary, secondary, and primary healthcare centers across the state. Mrs. Ezokenwa explained that after the training, the RHS officers will go back to their facilities to cascade down the knowledge for an effective and efficient family planning usage in the state, commending the DKT for providing many commodities for the state.
We are here to train health workers across the state. In here, we have 30 participants, and the essence of having them here is that after the training, they would go back to their various facilities and help train others so that the information will go down.
A representative of the DKT, Mr. Rex Idemudia, revealed that they are a non-governmental organization that is into family planning, child spacing, contraception, and reproductive health, and that their mission is to ensure that family planning commodities get to the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. Mr. Idemudia, who pointed out that they are also into commodity development, maintained that they equally teach people the various methods of family planning, from injectables to implants, among others, to ensure safe, effective, and affordable family planning method.
Ensuring that family planning gets into the planning of the community across the state, ensuring that reproductive health is not short of anybody's reach. So,
practical demonstrations by the trainees, as well as a question and answer session, climaxed the exercise in Awka. This is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
Southeastern investors have been challenged to look inwards to opportunities in exportation against importation. The export director of Denka Global Korea DGC Express, Dr. Onyinye Okba, who stated this in Onitsha during a one-day seminar on cheap dollars made easy export now, said the exportation is more lucrative and beneficial to the Nigerian economy more than importation. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzokoye has detailed.
The seminar, championed by DGC Express in collaboration with Committee on Export of the Anambra State Ministry of Commerce and Industry, is aimed at showing businessmen and farmers that what they ordinarily think is not to miss a whole lot in export, and that what they need to do is to harness every opportunity and show their genuineness and think export, thereby
that they should key in to export, no matter how small they have embraced export. I want every household to have something that they want to export. Because with that, we call it micro. If they start with a small backyard export business, with that cluster, we can now group them as cooperative and prepare them for export.
On his part, the chairman, International Textile Market, Beachhead Onitsha, Chief Basil Ozo, said he is happy for the seminar which has shown that exportation can earn them more money than importation, and commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for all his efforts interventions in the export sector.
So no ga-enye aka ka dollar ka stabilize ya dollar maka ọ bụrụ na o nwere ibe anyị na-eme ego ji abataba anyị ọ ga-enye aka a balance ya.
Contributing, the Southeast Coordinator, Women in Export, Mrs. Bridget Obi, commended DGC Express for bringing out the elementary ways of value addition for every produce. Others who spoke at the event include the Director of Market, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Francis Iloduba, a representative of Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Anambra State, Mrs. Edith Ikenye, while question and answer session also featured at the program. From Onitsha, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
It was a moment of joy and excitement for staff of Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS Onitsha Station when the bid fell to their members who recently retired from service. We have details of this report from our studio.
The ABS Onitsha conference room was filled to capacity with the staff of the establishment who deemed it right to say thank you to them for their contributions toward the growth of the establishment and to tap from their blessings of retiring in sound health. The retired staff include former head of program department ABS Onitsha, Mrs. Uche Nweba, a chief presenter in English, Mrs. Esther Oba, a chief presenter in Igbo, Mrs. Eugenia Okoye, and Mr. Kandi Udeze Okosi, and engineering staff. Speaking during the event, the head of station Anambra Broadcasting Service Onitsha, Mrs. Ifoma Udechukwu, extolled the retired members to have served in the organization gallantly, commended all that attended to celebrate the years of hard work and efforts of the retired members.
Also, in a retirement, and age of opportunity and awareness, you will never experience a better yesterday in the name of Jesus.
On his part, the head of commercial unit Anambra Broadcasting Service Onitsha, Mr. Valentine Ogwejofo, lauded the retired members for their selfless service for 35 years, described them as regime and dedicated staff, prayed God to broaden their coast. Mr. Ogwejofo called on the retired members to always render advice when necessary.
Some people never knew, but when you go around, you see some people, you know one or two things you do from that person. At times, when the time comes, you now say, you become a reference point for good examples, not bad examples.
In a remark, the head of programs department, Anambra Broadcasting Service Onitsha, Mr. O.C. Nwashile, commended the retired members, who he described as a hard-working and devoted colleagues.
To celebrate the efforts some staff put across in this service for over 35 years. I think they ought to have an applause for that.
Also speaking, head of engineering department, Mr. Ignatius Ezekwesili, described the retired members as heroes in their respective departments who discharged their duties diligently. Adding her voice, Mrs. Ngozi Ikenwaka of Programs Department called for orientation of the upcoming staff to enhance quality delivery. In their vote of thanks, the past HOP, Mrs. Uche Nweba, Mr. Kandi Udeze Okosi, thanked all for organizing the event aimed at celebrating their efforts, called on all to keep the ball rolling. Presentation of gifts to the retired staffs formed high point of the event. From Onitsha, Ifunanya Wankwo, reporting for ABS.
The Nigerian Institution of State Surveyors and Valuers and Anambra State Branch has celebrated its 2024 Valuation Day with a sensitization tour across the state aimed at educating the public on the benefits of precise property valuation. According to the body, sensitization tour will increase transparency in property valuation and real estate transactions. Correspondent Blessing Dennis has details.
The celebration featured a variety of activities, including talks and workshops led by experienced estate surveyors and valuers, highlighting the significance of accurate property assessment for financial planning, economic growth, and its overall impact on the economy. Addressing the gathering, the chairman, Nigeria Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, Anambra State Branch, Mr. Chris Chukwuma, noted the high turnout and professionalism of members, emphasizing the dual goals of assessing property and educating the community on the importance of regular valuations for financial stability and economic development. The event also included a reception at Onitsha North Local Government Area Secretariat, where Mr. Charles Uzoma, the Transition Committee Chairman of the local government area, through his deputy, Mr. Tony Nwabuwanne, thanked the National Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers for its focus on Onitsha, highlighting the potential impact of accurate valuations on the local economy by improving investment opportunities and supporting infrastructural development.
I want to assure you, as you move around, don't be afraid. Onitsha is well secured. Your work is very, very important in our life, general life, both public, individuals, and private. I will say that today you are celebrating and at the same time giving orientation to people, which is very important. So that people will know the importance of your work. And I think you need to put more effort.
Contributing, the chairman-elect of Nigeria Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers in Anambra State, Mr. Raju Adewale, in his keynote address, explained that valuation is crucial for determining the adequacy of assets used as a collateral for investments.
Today is a memorable day for estate surveyors and valuers in the world, to let the government agency know that yes, estate surveyors and valuers are very relevant in any decision making as regards to financial stability, on determining the assets of the federal government, asset register of the government in Anambra State, and likewise compensation in infrastructure, because without infrastructure, the state government.
The group also facilitated meetings with the government representative, including the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Anambra State, Professor Silva Ifemeje, who assured the group of continued partnership in land and property valuation, while her colleague, the Commissioner for Lands, Professor Ofonze Amuchaze, commended the Nigeria Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers for their dedication to service delivery and stressed the importance of professional vigilance in the sector.
So I'm happy to have you in my office, and I promise you that I'm extending my hand of fellowship to you. I'm willing to see if there's any way when we need to evaluate lands, we involve you. And I think
I'm able to resolve a lot of matters outside court amicably. That saves us stress, that saves the safety. So we are focused on.
Additional insight were shared by Onitsha Zonal Land Officer Mrs. Ogechukwu Asiebu, Principal Consultant of the Federal Nigerian Valuation Council, Mr. Gil Ofodile, members of the group, Mr. Justin Okaro, and Dr. Celestine Ugonabo, who underscored the crucial role of property valuation for individuals and society at large. The theme for the celebration is Importance of Asset Valuation for Financial Stability. From Onitsha, Blessing Dennis, ABS News.
Ahead of the off-cycle governorship elections in Edo and Ondo states, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC cautions party leaders on the need to continue to maintain law and order during the electioneering process and beyond. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, who made the call during a consultative meeting with political leaders in Abuja, also reminded political parties of the need to adhere strictly to the timeline for the upload of the list of polling and collation agents to the dedicated portal. ABS Abuja Bureau Chief Ewi Ajide has details.
According to the chairman, doing so will enable the commission produce and deliver the identity cards in good time for the expected 76,823 polling unit agents and 3,587 ward, local government and state collation agents for the 17 political parties participating in the election. He noted that parties have 1 week to the deadline for the nomination of candidates, which is 6 p.m. on Monday, 28 May 2024, when the portal automatically shuts down. The INEC boss also announced that the commission decided to resume the continuous voter registration in the 2 states to enable eligible citizens who are not registered voters to do so, but cautioned against double or multiple registration as it is illegal.
It is also imperative to remind political parties of the need to adhere strictly to the timeline for the upload of the list of polling and collation agents to the dedicated portal. Doing so will enable the Commission to produce and deliver the identity cards in good time for the expected 76,823 polling unit agents and 3,587 ward, local government and state collation agents for the 17 political parties participating in the election.
In his speech, the chairman, Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, Yusuf Dantale, called on INEC, leaders of political parties, civil society organizations, security agencies, the judiciary, as well as the press and citizens to be firm and decisive in protecting the nation's democracy and forestall political upheavals currently in some parts of the country. According to Dantale, our hard-earned democracy must be sustained. It should not be allowed to derail by the activities of anti-democratic and rationalist forces.
All eyes are on INEC to conduct free, fair, credible, and acceptable, inclusive elections with adequate preparation, functional beavers, and capacity to upload results in real time on its IREF portal. Nigerians will once more have confidence in the electoral system where every vote will be counted and count in the overall result.
The Edo State governorship election is holding on Saturday, 21st September 2024, while the Ondo governorship election will hold on Saturday, 16th November 2024 in Abuja. Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
An unprecedented manhunt is taking place in northern France for a prisoner who escaped during a deadly ambush. Mr. Mohamed Amra, known as Fly, was being taken back to jail from a court in Normandy when a car rammed his prison van at a toll booth. Armed men then opened fire on the vehicle, killing 2 officers and seriously injuring 3 others. French Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin told the French media the attack was an act of cold-blooded barbarity and that around 450 gendarmes and police officers had been mobilized in the area department of Normandy in an unprecedented search. President Emmanuel Macron has told France that everything is being done to find out the perpetrators. Community Secondary School Aguleze Chukwu has held her 2024 annual Inter-House Sports Competition featuring match past, sack race and egg race. The event, which took place at the school field, had students, parents, guardians, members of a club of patrons, and some members of new executive of Aguleze Chukwu, including the traditional ruler of the town, His Royal Highness Igwe Frank Eberendo, in attendance. Correspondent Justice Onyema will be filed on this report, taken from our studio.
The event provided all in attendance a plethora of sporting activities which are carefully crafted to aid in all-round physical and mental development of the children and also serve as an avenue for the students to discover their innate and latent physical abilities apart from academics. In his opening remarks, the chairman on the occasion, Chief Emmanuel Ezokoli, represented by Chief Magnus Ezike, thanked all the guests who, despite all their tight schedules, made out time to attend the event, praying God to grant them journey mercies as they go back to their respective homes. In his address, the President General of the community, Chief John Paul Ezenwaka, maintained that the new executives of the community have assisted the schools in many areas and will now sit down and discuss on how to tackle some of the challenges mentioned that are currently facing the school.
Our promise is to make sure that all the schools, even including Aguata High School, that those things that used to happen those days will return them back, like this inter-house sports. The development of this community, both in education and infrastructural development, lies in our hearts.
Also in an address, the principal of the community secondary school at Gleze Chuhu, Mrs. Okoye Ifoma, noted the achievements so far the school has witnessed through the support and efforts of the industrial sons of this community and some of the old boys of the school. The principal also thanked Governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, for his commitment towards the growth of education in our dear state and for employing over 5,000 teachers, of which 13 of them were posted to their school, calling on the students to take their education serious.
Top on the list of the visions includes to improve the academic excellence stroke performance of my students, to instill discipline, good morals and values, to bring out the best in our students, to help them realize their potentials, as well as making their inner talents come to light.
Education is not only about reading and writing. It's other activities like sports. It's very, very important in society. And that is why the state government introduced this inter-house again to encourage our young ones to participate in sports activities.
Also in attendance were the Zonal Director, PPSSC Aguata Zone, Lady Charity Igwe, the board member in charge, PPSSC Aguata Zone, Dr. Koli Bibian, and some of the members of the PPSSC Aguata Zone.
And that's just about it on the news this morning. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Orca. Follow us on X at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And a quick recap of our major stories. Anambra State government has reiterated the importance of family planning. Anambra Broadcasting Service Onitsha has celebrated with the newly retired colleagues. INEC has urged the political parties to maintain law and order as they do and under elections approach. And on the foreign scene, we told you that France has begun manhunt for escaped prisoner. To end the news, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the tax ahead. And that's it on the news this morning. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Chidima Oranwa. Good morning.